Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podcastjuice.net. My name is Michael Dean. We're coming to you not so live and direct because it's recorded, but it's live to us. But we're getting back on the mic. I'm a little rusty. I was just joking before we started. I was like, what do I do next? Oh, hit the record button. But we're back. We're here. Joining me today is Mr. Ant Pooh. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing good. Took a couple of L's this week. Maybe save it for the Michael Dean show. But I'm here to get my Purple Rain. No, not Purple Rain. Little Red Corvette on.
All right. Also joining us, the man with the voice. I like to say the voice of reason, but sometimes I don't know, but anyway, that's a little shade. I don't know where that came from. Joining us today, the illustrious Mr. Big Sexy and Sex. Sir, how are you?
You know, it was a rough week. Rough week last night, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Let's get into the music.
For sure, man. It's been, let's just say it's been these last, I think we actually haven't done a Prince podcast in over a month, like in July.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a minute, but we're still out here doing our thing, listening to the music and enjoying life and stuff. But let's get into this. There's a lot going on with Prince. And I was going to say too, man, I was like, this year and even last year, we've been spoiled. Like there's just been a lot of stuff released. Like, we can't forget that. And we get to appreciate all of the stuff, obviously the last big release was the Originals this year. That was a phenomenal piece of work that they put out. I am reminded that even just as we're recording this yesterday, they released Emancipation on vinyl for the first time, I believe. Chaos and Disorder came out on vinyl yesterday. And was there another one? Oh, the Versace Experience was on vinyl, which was never released on vinyl or damn near CD for that matter. For the most part.
Excuse me. It's Versace.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, Antoine.
I was just messing with you. I remember that was a famous line from a movie. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I mean, it's been a lot of stuff. And then, last year we had Piano on a Microphone, which was a big deal. So there's a lot of stuff. And then later this year, which hopefully we'll have time to talk about, The Beautiful Ones, the memoir by Prince is coming. And then also, we got I'm looking forward to the Morris Day book is coming out this year, Christmas time as well. There's a lot of stuff like, man, you can't say that they ain't been putting stuff out. But now we have, they've released the information on the 1999 remaster release album set, box set, whichever configuration you want to get. This is going to be a monster. Right. Let me just give a little breakdown on what is coming in this, because this is going to be crazy. So they're doing it as a deluxe edition in the same vein that they did Purple Rain, the deluxe that was released. That was last year, right?
Yeah.
That was another phenomenal thing. So this one, I think this one, they've been listening to the fans and kind of what we want to see, because there's a lot going on here. First of all, it says there's a remaster on the actual album proper of 1999, which I'm all here for. That's a phenomenal album. We'll talk about that in detail. But here's some of the other stuff that's coming. So one of these configurations is a 5 CD configuration. So the first one is the album, remastered. Second CD is promo mixes and B-sides. So this would be like all your, the 7-inch edits. And when they say 7-inch, you're like, what the hell is a 7-inch? Is that what Daddy's side nigga had? No, that would be the vinyl. Well, what we used to call 45s, right? The little 45 records. And he's like, what is a 45? Go look up 45 records on Google, and it'll give you a picture of it. These little small records that we used to get back in the day. There would be the singles would be on that. So they have the edits that of the songs so they could go on to 45. 12-inch versions of Little Red Corvette are going to be on here. The video version of Automatic, that's very interesting. That'll be on there. The Let's Pretend We're Married video version is going to be on here, along with the B-sides, those classic B-sides from this album, which would be what? Irresistible Bitch. How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore was from this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so these are classics Prince songs that, so they've been released before, but again, this is going to be on this set to make it complete. So that's side 2. There's 18 tracks on side 2. What do you want to do? Side 3, this is where it gets very interesting, at least to me. It's Vault Part 1. So CD 3 is 13 unreleased songs straight from the vault. Bam, bam. I'm going to lay down some of these. Fill You Up, Irresistible Bitch, Money Don't Grow on Trees, full stop. I ain't never heard of that song before. I was going to ask you about that. So I'm like, huh? I'm ready for it. Number 4, Vagina.
Well, that leaves nothing to the imagination.
Yeah, now see, that's why we gotta remember this is Prince. I know a lot of people sometimes when they think about Prince in the later years, oh yeah, he was Jehovah's Witness, and he was doing all this charitable work. And my day, back when you said Prince, that would conjure up different images. I was like, that boy, wow. This song, from the title alone, this is the Prince I can remember. I was like, okay, Vagina, yeah. Prince would have a song like that. So, yeah, I'm very interested in that.
I hope you are interested in it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Go there on you.
Shots fired.
Yeah, we're getting it started. Anyway, number 5 is Rearrange. Another new one. Number 6, Bold Generation. There's been an article that came out the other day from Michael Howell. I'm saying his name. He's the archivist. And he said that song actually was the original, what births New Power Generation. So that would be very interesting to hear that. Colleen, if I'm saying it right, I'm here for it. International Lover, Take One, live in the studio. Yeah.
I'm calling my shots now. I think that might be one of the best of the album.
I'm ready. And they also, from that same article I mentioned earlier, Michael said that this may have been a time song. Attention for it to be for the time, and Morris is playing drums.
I can see that.
On that.
I can see that being a time song.
Yeah, man. Woo. So I'm already my money's spent right there. You already got me. Number 9, Turn It Up. Some of these we've heard before in bootlegs. Turn It Up. You're All I Want. Something in the Water Does Not Compute, original version. Let this be that version that everybody be talking about on the bootlegs, and this in crystal clear. Game over. If it'll make you happy, and then How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Take 2, live in the studio. That could have been an album for me. I don't know for mainstream, but that could have been an album for sale unto itself. I would have happily paid for that. So that's CD 3. Go ahead. CD 4. Oh, go ahead.
Am I assuming that Irresistible Bitch has the Fill You Up instrumentals on it that I've heard before?
If I'm not mistaken, I think these songs segue into each other. Okay. As if they were all one sort of thing, right?
At one point, those songs are performed, as a run through for the band to take it up on stage and do. So you'll be hearing that as well.
Okay. All right. CD 4, Vault Part 2, Possessed, 1982 version. Number 2, Delirious, the full length, which I think is like six some odd minutes. Number 3, Purple Music. This is one of them ones Cat's been requesting and playing on the low for years. There's a couple of versions of this out there, but we'll finally get official release version on that? Yep. Yeah, man. Number 4. Yeah, you know. Never heard that one. Ready for it. Number 5, Moonbeam Levels. We've heard that before, but that's cool. It fits here. Number 6, Snow Call You. I think I've heard this one's out there, I believe. I think I've heard this, but I'm ready. Number 7, Can't Stop This Feeling I Got. This is one of those songs that every version I've pretty much ever heard of this, I've always liked. So I'm curious to hear what this interpretation of it will be. And hopefully it's not one that we've heard before. But I know that this song dates back to this time because there's actually some, like, I want to see either rehearsal or live versions from, like, I believe 81, 82 that they've been playing that song for many years. So that should be cool. Number 8, Do Yourself a Favor. Ooh, I know. They cut my man a check.
Pepe got paid.
I know shout out to Pepe, but I know he'd be like, yeah, it's on now. Let me fire up them 94 East. Get your hustle on. I ain't mad at
it. Publish them together.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let everybody know this is where it started from. So shout out to him. And I love Prince's version of that. Just so we're gonna get that crystal clear with all the chicken scratching and all that. Man. Anyway, number 9 was one of my favorites. Don't Let Them Fool You. Yeah, it's already been out, but hey, that's the joint to me. Number 10, Teacher. I know most people say, was that with Wendy and Lisa? No. This is where it started from. God damn it. This should have been on Originals. Originals Volume 2. So this is like Prince, the early version, the original version of it before he let them, put their spin on it. So I really want to hear that. And then lastly on here, I want to hear this too. This is Lady Cab Driver, I Want to Be Your Lover, Head, and Little Red Corvette. This was some sort of...
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, this is like some demo type teachable moment of funk that Prince made for the band to possibly play this live in their concerts. But this is a studio or a live take of that he would give to them. Oh, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. That only thing I would have, and maybe there just wasn't. I was very curious if there were alternate takes on Lady Cab Driver, but maybe there wasn't. I'm not complaining. But with all that said, so far, fellas, both say yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think of these 2 CDs so far?
I hope I don't get clowned for this. People talked about Emancipation being just so much work that it'd take you days to go through. I'm just like, good Lord, I'm feeling overwhelmed by this release. I'm hoping maybe we get into a little bit later. We talked that Graceland people are no longer associated with Paisley Park and with the estate. And I'm just hoping that this is the results of that, as you got people that know what they're doing and care about what the fandom is looking for, what the fandom will put out money for. And there's just so much content here. And I'm hyped and excited to listen to. I mean, yes, the remasters, I want to see what they do with that, but more so these vault tracks.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Graceland had anything to do with the music releases.
Yeah, with this end of it, no.
I'm gonna blame him anyway. I gotta shit on him somehow, right?
He's doing what they do. Yeah, you doing what they do. Black and I say so. Go ahead. Anyway, Big Sexy, what do you think?
It's like Ann said, there's so much there, and I'm glad that whoever is making this call is following in the lead or the precedent that's set by a lot of other people. For instance, like the Neil Young, tons of his stuff keeps coming out. And with Prince, this is a lot of information, and we all are going to just devour it. I can see all these unwrapping and unboxing videos coming out and reviews, including ours, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But there's still so much to come, and it's like Prince said in an interview once, he's got enough material for years, and that looks to be the case. Because when you can have a collection of music with stuff on it that none of us have heard, oh yeah, we're going deep diving. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, and that's not it. The other half. So those are the CDs. Well, there's one more CD. So the 5th CD is a concert live in Detroit, November 30th, 1982, the Midnight Show. And you're like, okay, we get a live concert, cool. Well, now as I say this, and I know most of you listening to this have already done this, but if you haven't, go and look up 1999 on YouTube or on your favorite streaming service. Mm-hmm. They released 1999 from this concert officially already. Oh, man.
Burning.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Sound quality, pristine. The music, the showmanship, and the jamming, on fire. This is I said this in the Discord chat. They gonna F around and inadvertently, in my opinion, release what could be one of his dopest live albums ever as just a bonus disc. Cause man, that sounds hot, man. I was like, damn, how come? That's what. This was funny. This was in the vaults. You mean tell me this been sitting in there all this time, bruh? Man, I know Prince be moving 100 miles an hour forward, but just a few would have been like, you know what? I'm taking a break to make Purple Rain. Man, go ahead and drop that live joint on them and let them marinate on that while we film this movie. Ooh, our head would have been blown away.
Yeah, you got to remember who we dealing with. He's on to the next one. That's where Jay-Z got the song from.
Lord, but yeah, this gonna be cold, boy. This gonna be a cold one. And on top of that, they're gonna drop a DVD in here. Another concert in Houston, Texas, December 29th, 1982. Professionally filmed. To dropping that on. And again, they released was it 1999? They released 1999. The video of this concert on YouTube. Go check that out. Man, I'm so used to seeing so many different variations of Prince visually. I forget like that classic, to me, that's that Purple Rain Prince in terms of what he looks. Damn, my man was just young. Dude was so cold with it, man. Like just the style, the hair, the clothing. Jill Jones, bad. You know how these cats today, oh yeah, you got now, and I'm saying this with respect, but you got there's a Nicki in it, there's this chick, and all these fine, beautiful women. But Prince, they was doing that back in the 80s. They had the cold one on stage. We was like, huh? Who that? That's why I have to salute Prince, man. Like, the whole presentation was so top notch. Cats, everybody they had their outfits, everyone, the makeup, the presentation, the way the staging of the show was, and where you stood here, you two over here. I got the two honeys over here by the keyboard singing back up. The brothers over here on the bass, and this. Just immaculate, man. Just if you look at that now and you look at what you got today, you'd be like, man, what happened? Why? It's like they don't care no more. But so much care was put into it, and this was Prince. Well, he wasn't even the superstar Prince at that point. He was, he was just busting through. You know what I mean? Like he was still just like. You look at the audience and where he was playing, Some would consider that somewhat busted out of the chitlin circuit, right? But he was still already like the vision was, nah, man, we on Michael. I'm saying that we on that other level. We on some stupid superstar shit. No matter who we, the audience, we already see ourselves on some next shit, and that's how we come present it. And I was looking at that video, I was like, man, he was already like, we got to keep leveling up. The music gonna get better. The band playing getting better. The choreography, everything was just always a step up. But even so early in his career, he was already there, man. Like it's amazing to me, man. And that shit plays just as dope today as it did back then. Like it don't sound dated or nothing like that. Like, man, it's cold.
Well, the band is definitely on point. Definitely.
Yeah, man. And
that's the Houston show, right?
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Houston, man. Like that. So that's when I first really heard about Prince when I was in Houston back in the day. So it's just very interesting that that's the one they released, But yeah, so that's what you're getting with this release. And like I said, various configurations. There are pictures of what this thing looks like. The packaging looks dope. Like this is some special edition type shit. This is what I'm like, you know what? The price is a little high, but when you look at it and you consider everything you're getting, it's totally worth it to me. Like and as a collector, like there's things that I buy is outrageous to people. It's priced for collectors, and to me, I look at this. It's particularly like the 10 LP, the box set. I don't even have a record player, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that just so I can have it on my shelf. Like
wow.
Okay. This is
you gonna stunt.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like a collector. Like if I'm into comics and shit like that. I have the Akira hardcover box set. Guy ain't even read it yet, but it's dope. It's a box. You pull it out. The hardcovers. The packaging is immaculate. It's just it's a showpiece. So it's the same with this. The Prince showpiece. This you pull that out. Let your kids look at it. What is that, Dad? Yeah, go on and pull the box out, son. Pull that funk box out. Just like, whoa, what is that? Yeah. Now go on and play it. So I just think it's dope, man. I'm ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I could add to that, it kind of reminds me of how this release kind of reminds me how Nipsey Hussle would do a lot of his albums. He'd only put out so many and have it at a premium cost because it was kind of making it exclusive. And maybe they're not so much doing it to make it exclusive, but they are marketing it towards that audience that wants all this orgy of content, and at the same time getting something that's going to be one that looks good, something like you're saying, Mike, put it up on your shelf, and it's just so much content that the Prince fans are going to pay the premium to get that. So it seems like it took a few years, but it seems like they're getting their act together and knowing what to release to really get the Prince fans galvanized to go out and spend that coin.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's what I'm not even tripping on like what would it sell and all that. I don't care, man. Like I'll buy it. I'll appreciate it. I know other people, like-minded people, will as well. And of course, yeah, it's going to be on the streaming sites. So you can listen to it now. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's great that they taking what is actually a very groundbreaking album and giving it that extra treatment, that special treatment. And it's there for us to get if you want. So I'm just so excited about this. Again, it just feels like they really put in everything. Because I remember it was, I wanted to shout out my man's name, and it's blanking on me, but there was a cat in the Prince community. He had a video out, YouTube video, and he had some early information. He was like, yeah, they said they're going to drop like 30 songs on here, and it's going to be like 300. And I was like, huh? What? Receipts? What? But he was right. Like, And I'm like, I didn't think they would do like 30 song unreleased tracks. So that's, yeah, I have to salute the estate because that's dope. Like, that's what we want. Oh, how come they need to put a DVD in there of the concert? We did.
Well, they did.
We did. Yeah, we did that. We did that. You know, we need to hear all this. Now, let's be clear. And I'm on this. And I'm saying this now because I'm going to contradict this in a second. But I'm on my no complaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say you can't, because you can. This is a product for retail, so we can say what you want. But I so much appreciate the effort put into this. Like, I'm just like, I'm getting this, man. I really can't complain much. Is there an elephant in the room that's missing? Of course, for the hardcore fans to be like, where's Extra Lovable at? Well, we all know there is what they would call today problematic lyrics in that song. And I can only assume they don't want no smoke, or they don't want the conversation to get caught up in that and take away from the artistry and this, what it is. So they probably was like, you know what, just don't even put that song on there. You want to hear that song, you can go listen to Prince's, you know, remade version of that track. Or if you got the bootleg, and then you can bump that. It's sad that we couldn't put that on because of the times. Again, I'm assuming that's why they didn't put that on there.
Yeah.
But, you know, what can you do? I can understand why, though, they would not want to even bother with that.
I just pulled up the lyrics. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and you can say, what's the part that's... We keep
I'm on the verge of rape.
I'm going to rape
you heard
now.
me. I'm on the verge of rape.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to rape you.
And you can say the same thing, actually, about Lady Cab Driver, too. That's a little questionable these days.
Yeah, I guess.
I got that N-I-oop face.
So you can kind of understand why, because I'm sure, you know, there'll be certain elements that would be like, they just hear I can already see it. They would have took that track, edited it to that couple seconds. It became an Instagram thing or something. This is what Prince was about, or is it? Mm-hmm. You know, it would have been a whole thing. They ran with that, and it just derailed the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It took away from.
And before the Purple Army start to say, "No, not my Prince," leaving Neverland.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Don't get me started.
they will drag the dead.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. So, and yeah, I'm talking crazy, but they don't want to see Oprah come out with her special.
They have Cat.
Whoa.
No, I'm not saying he did anything. I'm just saying she'd be like, "Are you sure it was consensual?" Stuff like that. Anyway,
stop. All right,
I'm not touching that.
Stop it. So yeah, so we get that. You know, we get that. I understand that. We give that a pass. At least I do. Give it a pass. Now I know. Well, they should have had. How come they don't got that? I know you're a hardcore Prince fan. I know. That's how, you know, I always do this. I'm sidetracking. There was the movie with LL Cool J and Omar Epps. Remember that movie? Back in
In Too Deep.
Deep.
Which has another meaning if you see that.
Hysterical. But there was a scene where LL Cool J, he's the villain in the movie. I can't remember who he's talking to, but he just goes this one. I know. So I always do that when cats just get too deep. They didn't. How come City Lights had that already? That came out on bootleg. I know. It's gonna be all right.
The only thing that I would mention, and it's only not so much a complaint, but more so of a wish, is that after your originals, I would have loved to have seen some of those original Time and Vanity 6 versions on here. Mm-hmm. But you know, again, that's a wish, not a complaint.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you on that. Yeah, of course, you could always be interesting. And even on the DVD, my understanding is the Time and Vanity, I think, open for that particular concert. Would have been interesting to see that too, just as a complete, just for complete sake. But again, not mad at it. I'm just trying to find, was the information about the booklet and the the things that are inside this. I had that picture. I don't know why I can't find it anymore. Oh, here it is. Now, I know we live in a post sticks and stones era. So when people get the joking or having some fun with things, some people get so into their feelings. But it's just, I know. It's just, we're having fun here. But here's my only little thing that I just thought was interesting to me. So in the booklet, apparently it's a brand new liner notes by Rolling Stone magazine's David Freaky. I never heard of him before, but okay.
No, he's been there for a minute, man.
You mean at Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
Okay. No doubt. Yeah. Super fan Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses. We'll come back to that. And Minneapolis music scene commentator Andrea Swinson. Shout out to Andrea. I met her. She definitely putting in a lot of work out there. Dope. Also included in this booklet are detailed notes on the vault tracks by Prince Scholar. I like that. Prince Scholar, Dwayne Two Dog. Shout out to Dwayne. Okay. Shout out to Dwayne. Now, and let me finish and we'll come back. Rare and previously unseen photography by Alan. Y'all say the last name for me. You know I can't do it.
Alan what?
Wow. Fail. Epic fail. My man, the photographer, Alan Bulini.
I can't help you with that.
I apologize, sir. I'm not saying your name right. But you know what I'm talking about. As well as Prince's handwritten lyrics. Now, let's let conspiracy.
Now that sounds dope.
Yeah, it is dope. Let conspiracy brother jump on here for a second. With respect, I put this on Facebook this week because I just want to see if people would catch what I was kind of going at. I said, "Who is Duff McKagan?" If I'm saying his last name, who is that? He says he's a super fan. He says he's of Guns N' Roses, and you can see in the picture of some of the mock-up pictures of the release, you can see the beginnings of his article or commentary. And I was just kind of like, I said, who is he? Of course I know who he is. This dude's from Seattle. And he's in Guns N' Roses. I low-key know it is, but that's not what I'm talking about. So stop. That's why everybody, he's from Guns N' Roses. I know. I know. Stop it.
You're going to wear that out.
I know he's from Guns N' Roses. My point of the question was to say, why him though? I was on my Soldier Boy. Dre? Duff? Who's that? And what I mean by that, we're talking about practice. No, I'm sorry. We're talking about 1999. Prince. This album, I would say this is like a funk album, right? This is one of Prince's coldest joints. Duff is in Guns N' Roses. Shout out to Guns N' Roses. I mean, I guess you would say they legends. I ain't know about their stuff, but I know who they are. You know, they big, right? I respect that. But my question is, again, I guess it goes to whoever put this together. Why would I want to hear his comments on 1999, though? I
can answer that easily.
Go ahead.
So you said easily?
Easily.
I can explain. I could do that easily too, but I want somebody else to say. Go ahead.
Back in the old days of Tech TV, remember that?
Yes, I kind of remember that.
They had a show on about some type of gaming was going on, and Chuck D was on the panel. Then they go into music, and they're talking all about different things, and then Chuck D. They talked about bootlegging actually, and Chuck D went on this whole story about his appreciation for Neil Young, and I thought, wow.
Okay.
I wouldn't think Chuck would know who the fuck Neil Young is. So for me, when you take a person so entrenched in one area of music and that person shows their appreciation for someone else in another area of music, I think that's something great and needs to be talked about and needs to be trumpeted. So when you look at the Duff McKagan thing, you would never think, one of those cats is into Prince and into it to the depth that he's into it. Nah, man, he's got something to say. I have no problem with that.
Okay. I take your logic. I understand that. Now, let me flip that on its ear and just to act. I'm gonna go by your logic. Let's say Guns N' Roses had a special edition album coming out, right? And it's a big deal, which it should be. And they announced, we're gonna have Essence magazine. Let me stop. I'm being serious. Let's just say they had the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
No. I'm fine. I know what Rolling Stone mean to y'all, so I'll stick with that. I want to cross genre. Let's say they had Rolling Stone, but then they said, and we're gonna have super fan Genuine commentary in it. Now you gonna sit here and tell me they ain't gonna be up there? Who the fuck is Genuine?
Oh, I'm sure there's always a group of people who's gonna bitch. But I would be down to see that. I'm like, let's see what Genuine has to say, right?
Okay, I'm sorry, Mark.
Mark.
I gotta refute
your vocal tone. Earlier. Your vocal tone meters was on slide into bullshit. Anytime when somebody, people listening.
What about Black?
That's for both of you guys. And I'm holding a finger up.
But no, I want to refute what you said earlier about, he's a super fan. You're talking about Duff. But we're talking about Prince. Prince isn't, I wouldn't say, and no disrespect, he isn't someone as obscure as, I don't want to, like, okay, I'm going to say The Time. I think The Time is really funk R&B. Prince transcended that. He did rock, he did funk, he did punk, he did new wave, he did pop. So, it's not Duff. Knowing Prince ain't impressing me. That's like you talking to Katy Perry and say, "Oh yeah, Michael Jackson was the greatest." That ain't gonna impress me.
No,
who the fuck don't know Michael Jackson?
No.
It's like Duff is a rocker. Prince has some of the best rock songs. Has done some of the best guitar performance ever. He better know, in my opinion. But I'm still gonna say, I'm not liking that.
Hey, that's okay. But Prince is the musician's musician.
For sure.
So I would be surprised that any musician in any genre is not down to a certain extent. And that was shown when he initially passed away. All of these different types of musicians were doing their thing in honor to him. And it wasn't just one type of group. It was all kinds of things. You look on YouTube and there's Dixie Chicks, like Dixie Chicks. What? And they would all just lean into it and get it done right. So again, I like expanding and pushing the envelope. And Duff mentioned Prince in his biography, which came out several years ago, and
which is all cool. Yeah, I mean that's cool.
So again, now if the curators or the editors of the booklet couldn't expand more, that's on them.
Well,
but as far
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But as far as him being selected, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily I have a problem per se. I just point out, like, when you have such a monumental body of work, and I'm gonna keep it a buck here. We're talking about Prince. We're talking about a black artist, superstar, influencer, and we're talking about this particular album. Excuse me. I just that's the only thing I would question, is just like, if his was in there included with other people, like, okay, I can understand that. But again, like I said, going back to my question, if Guns N' Roses had a release like that, and they're a legendary band, and they had, somebody who I'm sure a lot of people are into Guns N' Roses. They're a big group. let me be very clear. Now, I ain't never bought none of their records. I remember seeing them on TV during the heyday of MTV and that type of stuff. And, welcome to the jungle. That's a part of America
Iconic.
Pop culture. Right. I get that. But, and I'm sure, like, to some people, of course, I know Duff. Now, I didn't know he has music out and all that. And I don't know what jams he got or what classic songs he personally has or whatever, but I'm sure he is popular because of his association. He's been in many groups. I did my research on him. I definitely shout him out to that. But to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was flipped and it was one of the influential releases of somebody and they pulled from another genre that was not necessarily known to a lot of people who were going to buy this record, that wasn't in that music genre, and I used Genuine just being funny, but I would argue he got joints, though. I mean, he's still doing this thing. In my opinion, I know more about him than I would Duff. But let's say I just said, what if they got Teddy Riley or Jimmy or Jimmy Jam? It would be better, but you can't. I'm just saying, you couldn't sit here and tell me that they would. I bet you they wouldn't even. They'd be like, nah. They would say it in a way it would be very nice, but I have trouble believing that the core audience of Guns N' Roses would not be scratching their head like, Teddy Riley? Who that? And some of them would be like, some of them would say, oh, you don't know about the stuff he did with Jam and yeah. But I just ain't never seen it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe because I'm ignorant to it, but it just seems curious to me. Would I have loved to see again? I'm gonna be clear. I'm not trying to be funny. They couldn't get like Jimmy Jam or Jesse Johnson. He was there when it was. Wouldn't you want to hear from the people who actually could give you some insight on the record as opposed to like, well, I was influenced by. I get that, and I said online, I said, shit, I'd rather hear Melvin Riley's.
Mike Early.
His whole career based on this shit. And he had influential songs to the culture. Wouldn't he? That's why I was just like, But I get it. I understand why they have that up there. But I was just kind of throwing that question out a little bit, kind of like, maybe next time. Again, I don't know who's in charge of picking the cultural things, but I can understand where they're coming from. But I just would like, let them have one of their legends, and they have Pete Rock do the foreword on a Lou Reed record. Y'all be screaming. See what you just did? You said who?
Who's Pete Rock?
Okay,
stop it.
The other thing I gotta mention is that
Google him up. Go ahead, Google him.
The other thing is that you mentioned like who's Duff. First of all, I was right there with you. Like, okay, who? And my other thing is like, okay, they're getting this guy. He's from Guns N' Roses. I want to know, because this guy from Guns N' Roses is co-signing Prince. They really believe that Guns N' Roses fans are going to run out and get this album? What I'm essentially saying is, how does he help in the marketing? How? Now, maybe if it was Axl, maybe I get it. Steven Tyler, yeah. But Duff? Slash even. At least he had the Michael Jackson. He did a couple of songs with Mike, but I'm like,
Steven
Duff.
Tyler would have been a great choice.
But this guy Duff, I'm like, one, I'm looking like, okay, who the hell are you? And now I'm looking like, okay, why do I care what you have to say about Prince? I don't know you. Not that
Steven Tyler would have been great. Go ahead.
I was saying not that should disqualify him, but I'm just like, what does he bring into this project?
And maybe what he says is so insightful. I'm not going to disquote that either. Like, I haven't read it either, so I don't want to judge it. But I think you kind of know where we're coming from with this. Now, it's great that Big Sexy has a different viewpoint of it, because I know there's a lot of people like, yeah, Duff's a great guy, and I don't doubt that. I'm not questioning him personally, and this is not a shot at him either. I'm just saying. But shout out to Duff. Then represent. That's all I can say. If you're gonna be on there. The last thing I would say, and again, I wanted to go back to Dwayne. See, I love Dwayne because Dwayne, he did the work, and he brought the research and the facts and the information on these tracks. That, I say, that is what I really like. That's dope to me, because I feel like a release like this, a special edition, is a historical piece of work, and you got to have it's great to have that information on the particular songs, like, oh, this is when it was recorded, this is where it was recorded, and it went into this song and was done on this day. That's the type of information that, you know what I mean? That's historical information that's needed, that puts this stuff in context, as opposed to just like opinions and influences, which are dope too. But I just think the facts are always stand the test of time. 20 years from now, somebody would be like, some kid might get this and like, oh, I just discovered Prince. I mean, who was Guns N' Roses? I don't know. Then maybe they'll research and go figure out, or who was this person in Rolling Stone magazine? What's a magazine? But the facts will always be relevant. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love that they have Dwayne in there. And that's why I was kind of saying, I wish it was just more like people that was there that could put this in context. So if you had Jill writing it, she could say, well, this is what was going on that day when we recorded. That's always going to be relevant, as opposed to who that and the third's opinion about. You know what I'm saying? And this is a historical body of work. This is a special edition. This is a time capsule. That's why I just kind of wish, like, maybe for the next ones, they go talk to these people why they still alive, to get their stuff and package it in with this too, as opposed to just kind of going with the sort of cultural tastes of the curator of this project, as opposed to the facts. You see what I'm saying? Because the facts always going to be relevant. Your tastes and who you think is hot ain't. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I wish that would be the next sort of wish list for future releases, is let's get that historical on record. You know what I'm saying? We
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
You know, Jimmy Jam would have been perfect.
Yeah, man, they was there. They was there.
You know who else
Jimmy's
would have been?
story, who?
You know who else would have been good to go talk to, since he got an opinion on everything now? Quincy.
Now, see, Quincy, I could take that, because he could have came from the point of, this is how we saw. You know what I mean? I would have been like, yeah, I was Michael, Team Michael, but we saw Prince. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we was like, whoa, we got to tighten up. You know, maybe he would have been able to put it in context, perspective of the times, and say, hey, I'm with the other top dog of the game, and we saw him. We was definitely, yeah, boy.
That's a great comparison, because back in the mid 60s, that was the same type of rivalry that the Beach Boys had with the Beatles. Beatles did Sgt. Pepper. Beach Boys like, hey, we got to tighten it up. And they did Pet Sounds. But they were both looking at each other. You got the same thing with Quincy and Mike and Prince.
Yeah, man. But yeah.
Jimmy would have been great, because just the story he said at the Red Bull Academy alone would have made all the difference in the world. You know, Jimmy Jam, what are you doing with your right hand?
and then what he say? They came back and he had 1999 done. I was like, what's this? Oh, yeah, it's the new joint, man. Get on my level, nigga. But anyway, I'm day $1. I'm not complaining. I'm gonna be reading Duff's and everybody else's opinion, but I'm gonna be what really important. I'm gonna be playing the music and we bugging out. We're gonna have our review. We'll talk about it. But yeah, man, 1999. I love this. Is exciting, man. I'm excited.
Ant mentioned Steven Tyler. I remember watching Steven Tyler at an award show, back in 1988. And he was talking, backstage during an interview, and asked him what he was doing. He said, I was on my way over here, and I was listening to the Black Album, and it's so funky. I'm like, how'd you get the Black Album? But he had it. That was back when everybody was trying to get it.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Any other last things on 1999? All right. But yeah, man, and I'm asking the audience, what version you gonna get? Big Sexy, which one you gonna get?
Oh, there's only one version. Now, I said this in one of the threads online, if HD Tracks gets their hands on it like they did with the originals and, Piano to Microphone and Purple Rain, and they do a high resolution download, I'm getting that too. But I'm definitely getting the LP just for all the ancillary goodies, the DVD, the booklet, all that stuff. That's why I got the originals, because I got the originals music in high resolution, but I also got the album to have the complete package. So I'll be sinking some money into this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is our omnibus. This is our omnibus.
Yes, it's exactly what this is.
Right on. It's growing on me, but I was a little thrown back at first on the cover, like the silver cover. But now looking at the picture of it, okay, it's different. It makes it look different.
Yeah, it reminds me of what they did for the Purple Rain one. They added that silver to it.
Yeah, it's even really the whole. Yeah, it's an interesting aesthetic, but I'm here for it. Yeah, man, I would love other albums to get this sort of treatment, man. This thing is dope. Like when you just look at the box of it and the pictures, and I'm looking at the LP, but it's like, man, look if they did some Parliament Funkadelic type shit like this, like just all the tracks. But anyway,
I know they won't do it, but day $1, first day dollars for the Parade remastered expanded disc. Oh, yeah. It has got to include the color version of Under the Cherry Moon as well. I got to know what that looks like.
I think a lot of people have a heart attack if that happened, but yeah, that'd be a head buster.
Hey, give us the black and white, and then give us that color. Let us see what that did look like.
What if they said, yeah, we got that color for you, but that's on the super deluxe, and that bad boy gonna run you about $400. You still day $1?
Shit.
It better be 4K. All that. It better be all that.
Yeah, kids need braces. I can't go with that expenditure.
Well, thinking about what Anthony said, I remember a few years ago, Kiss did these Kissology box sets, and back in 1978, they made a TV movie. Oh God, it's terrible.
Oh yeah.
But they put it in there. They put that in there, so it wouldn't surprise me if when they got to the Parade era, they went ahead and did that. Now, one thing with this set, I'm seeing that Bernie Grundman was involved in some of the remastering, which is how it should be. And if the sound on the live thing that we heard on YouTube is any indication, Bernie's still on top of the game.
Yeah, somebody correct me in the comments. Did they say Bobby Z mixed the live sound or something like that?
Really?
Or David Z.
Bobby?
David Z. One of the
David.
brothers. Yeah,
I can see David doing it. Yeah.
But yeah, whoever. Yeah, salute, man. I'm ready.
Now I have a question, and don't clown me too much, Liz.
Too much.
But when I'm looking at these albums, when I saw this was getting released, I thought to myself, wow, that's interesting. I'm not discounting 1999 period at all. It's just that I know how these record labels think. They're thinking Purple Rain. They're thinking the big albums, the big songs. So when they released this, I was like, really, 1999? Which is why I get to thinking, okay, maybe they might do Parade. And they did 1999 before Sign of the Times. Which I think there's probably a bigger demand for Sign of the Times than 1999. In my opinion, I just want to know, why do you think they went with this release? Was 1989 that big of a mainstream hit, or much of a knowledge? Because for me, I thought that they would go with Sign of the Times first.
No, I think 1999 was a monster.
Yeah. Okay. That was a turning point.
And again, going back to the Michael Quincy, we're looking at each other. You could argue that Michael did Off the Wall in '79, and Prince is like, oh, it's like that. He comes back in '82 with this, and then Quincy goes to Michael, hey man, he's squeezing you. You better kick ass. Mike comes out with Thriller. Prince is like, oh, we're doing that now? Here's Purple Rain. And by the way, let me raise this with a movie. Boom. What's up?
Yeah.
So that it could be one of those type of deals. But 1999 really, really broke Prince enormous.
Yeah. I mean, the breakthrough. And the timing of it, too. You know, MTV was just getting up, you know, really blowing up. And them putting out his videos in rotation. It was a wrap, man. Once people saw Prince and what it was, Little Red Corvette, that's when you saw, you know, the Rolling Stones and all them, you know, they did the big article on him. And didn't they give him like album of the year or tour of the year or something like that?
Yeah.
That's when, you know, they was, oh, okay. Oh, who's this? Oh, yeah, you ain't up on it. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely deserved, man. And they're going to get to all the other stuff. Trust me on that.
I don't know about Parade.
They have already alluded that they've worked on that. So it's going
What?
Yeah,
Parade's going to happen, man.
Yeah, they didn't already mention, sort of hinted at that.
So, because I remember you famously on the Parade album review, you was talking about, man, these songs, he cut them off when they were just starting to hit their peak. Yeah. Do you think that they have extended versions of those songs? Especially I Wonder You.
Now, I'm sure they have all that. Where they were put it out is the question. But yeah, man, that's the way those songs are recorded. So they there.
I mean, the extended part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the way. Out. Yeah, they're there. That's the way those songs are actually recorded. They're just edited for the album cut to be put that way. So if they do like they did like one of the discs here where they put the whole version, like Delirious, right? They put the whole song in there. So they do it. I'm sure. Why wouldn't they do it again? They've shown that they can do it.
But I just wonder if it existed.
Oh, I'm sure it did. That's the way those songs were recorded. Yeah.
If you played with Prince, you had to be in shape because you had to play all that stuff. You know, when he did the America 12-inch, it was like 22 minutes, and it's all playing. It's not like a loop or anything like that. They are playing this. So, yeah, they played it all out there, man.
Yeah, and just to double down. So when they were recording a lot of those songs, all of those songs, for the most part, a lot of these songs, even on Silent Times, those are just the edited down versions of those songs, you know, to make them fit on a record. But that's the thing about 1999, really. Only a few of the songs are chopped like that, but a lot of them, why those songs are so long, this was a different time period, but you put the whole song on the record. Automatic, and all these songs are 6 and 7 minutes. That's the song. I think when you got to more of a singles sort of album type of way, I just got to cut these songs down. I think Prince started editing his work for the albums. And so, yeah, they would fade out. But you hear the 12-inch version, you realize, oh, man, this is what happened on another level when he was fading. What the hell? I could have put that on the album, but, you know, that's the time at that time.
You know what he's saying.
Thank you for listening. Check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/podcastjuice. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. We're also on Facebook and Instagram.